Okay, now we're going to move on to split squat. Okay, so this is going to be where we have one foot in front, one foot behind. So we're going to spread the way we've got our feet positioned. So we'll have flat foot on the front foot, we'll have toes on the back foot. So if you look at that from that position, flat foot there, toes at the back there, and our body should be roughly in the middle, not too far forward, not right back here, and we should be nice and upright and strong. Okay, so we're not in that position. Okay, so from here, if we had weights in our hand, or one way to explain it to people is, say if you had a couple of bags in your hand, and all you're going to do is drop them to the floor slowly. Let go, come back up, go back down, pick them up. Okay, so we look at that from front on. What I want to make sure, when that foot's there and that foot's there, we're not perfectly in line, because if I'm trying to keep my hip, my knee and my foot in line, I don't want my knee bending in like that. Okay, so if my feet are again roughly between hip and shoulder width apart, I can drop down, release the weight, come back up, go back down, come back up. And again, if I want weights in my hand to do that, I can just do that. Okay, or I can hold something here. A progression of that is to turn it into a Bulgarian split squat, where we put a foot behind us. Okay, so now that asks a little bit more of here. Same principle, dropping down, keeping ourselves upright, working through that leg. Okay, if you want to add a little bit of a challenge, you can add a little hop, and again, in the split squat position, you can add a little bit of a jump. Right, now we're going to do some step ups, okay? Well, more like a controlled step down with a step up as well. So again, you probably do this on your step at the bottom of the stairs at home, but I'm going to use this. But when you've got the steps at home, you might have a banister or a wall just for a little bit of support with your arms as well while you're doing this, okay? So what we're going to do with this, we're going to do a controlled downward movement, okay? So we're going to start in here, working the leg that we're working, flat foot, and this foot is literally just going to start to drop down to the bottom. So we're going to control down to there and then come back up. Okay? Control down to there and come back up. Control down and come back up. Okay? If you want to make it a little bit more difficult, we can then go further back and come back up. Further back. And what you see is I'm not dropping back like that, I'm controlling that movement. Okay? And I'm doing the arms with it. Okay? And then another little progression on that is to go from there and come up to a knee drive and back and a knee drive. Now sometimes when we do this at work, we call it a step up 24 and we do 8 of each. You might want to do 2 of each, 3 of each, or 4 of each, however you want to do it. So example, we might do 1, 2, all the way up to 8, then we go straight into 8 like that, and then we'll go straight into a final 8 where we control that as well. So we're doing a block, and we do that on both legs. But that's a really good controlled step-up movement. Okay, now we're going to go do some lunges, okay? So one thing that I like to do with the lunge is basically a progression of the split squat that we did earlier. So what I want to make sure is that when the foot hits the floor, we then turn it into a downward movement, okay? So from side arm, what I mean is, we go down when we hit the floor, as opposed to continuing forward like that, okay? So 3 main patterns of lunge: a forward one, a back one, and a sideways one. Okay. So if we're going to go forward, we're into there. You notice we're still in that split position, slightly shoulder width apart. Come back up. If we're going backwards, we then stabilise. We drop back. Okay. So we drop back. And if we're going out wide, we go there. So again, if I'm going to change legs now, I'm going to go forward, come back up. I'm going to go back. Back up, and I'm going to go wide, and come back up. Okay? If you want to change that into a little bit more of a challenge, we can step, come up, and step. So it becomes a walking movement. Okay? So if that was sideways into there, come up, sideways, come up. Okay? And we can also do that sideways. Oh, bit of a wobble. Come back up, into there, back, into there, down, come back up. Down, come back up. And you can do that for as many steps forward, backwards, sideways as you like. Okay, now we're going to do something we call a good morning. Some people call it an RDL or a Romanian deadlift, but I like to call it a good morning because that's the way I got taught it. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to stand on one leg, we're going to put a very slight bend in that knee. okay? And this other leg, we're going to go straight, but we're going to turn it in, okay? So when we turn it in, hands across the chest, we lean forward, and then we control back up. If we have that leg out like that, we tend to rotate out like that. So what we want to do is to work the hamstring and the glute, we turn that leg in, and we control forward and come back up. Okay, so from the side, slight bend in that knee, turn that foot in towards the middle, pop forward, control back out. Try not to wobble like I did there. Okay, if you want to progress that, you can hold weight, you can hold it in here, across your chest, which you can then control, and you can even push down and come back up. If you want to progress the movement of the exercise, we can go into here and we can have a step again like we have done before. Drop down, hands, come forward. Okay, so again, there, down, drop forward. And that can be your weight in your hand, whether it's a med ball or a disc. Down, forward, up and over.